The Paramount Plus crime drama MobLand has yielded plenty of paranoia-fueled intrigue in the escalation of the war between the Harrigans and the Stevensons, but Episode 8 confirmed that one of the Harrigans has been involved with Richie Stevenson since the very beginning. In an effort to get more information on the Stevensons' fentanyl operation for Conrad, Harry baited Rich's henchman Freddie into revealing an important piece of information, that one of the Harrigans has been working with Richie the entire time. It was never Archie Hammond, who was killed for his presumed betrayal in Episode 1 of MobLand. As Freddie revealed the information off-screen and was promptly killed once it was divulged, the audience is not yet aware of which member of the Harrigan crime organization has been working to undermine Conrad's move on fentanyl. However, based on some context clues and their actions in the show thus far, there are some key characters we can eliminate. While there are several candidates who remain possibilities, the action so far points towards one character in particular, whose betrayal actually makes a ton of sense in the grand scheme of things, which Harrigans are most likely to be working with Richie. Some characters have plenty of motivation. Lara Pulver as Bella Harrigan in MobLand. There are certainly plenty of key characters who have been wronged by Conrad Harrigan, and that's enough motivation for them to ally with Richie Stevenson and speed up his downfall. Kevin's wife Bella Harrigan, for example, was involved with Conrad when she was still a very young woman. Given Conrad's position at the time, it can be assumed that their relationship was not 100% voluntary. He was quick to remind her that there are no secrets between them in Episode 8 of MobLand, and her disgust and disdain are clear as day. As a serial adulterer, Conrad has wronged Maeve for seemingly decades, and as a proud Irish matriarch it isn't out of the realm of possibility that she would be involved with his rival. In fact, we've already seen her collaborate with Richie to kill Serafina, Conrad's beloved daughter. Elsewhere, the Harrigan family lawyer Ahara Delaney, Lisa Dwan, is not without suspicion, as she knows all the Harrigan secrets and was in fact the one to call out the fact that the Harrigans have a rat in the family. That's a good starting point to throw the scent off herself. One of the more intriguing prospects is Harry D.A. Souza, who is clearly next-level sharp, and seemingly 2 steps ahead of everyone he comes in contact with. Seeing Conrad unravel up close could be enough of a motivation for him to begin working with Richie, especially if Harry felt his wife and daughter weren't safe around Conrad, which is undoubtedly true. He has seemed completely loyal so far, but whether that's legitimate or a carefully calculated deception is up for debate. Which Harrigans we can safely rule out. Other characters make no sense as Stevenson allies. Paddy Considine as Kevin Harrigan and Pierce Brosnan as Conrad Harrigan in MobLand, Episode 6, Season 1. It feels pretty safe to rule out Conrad, of course, and given that Eddie murdered his son, on Maeve's orders, chances are slim to none that Eddie is involved with Richie Stevenson in any way. Based entirely on what we've seen so far, Jan's story with Alice proves that she doesn't have the guile to pull off a long-form betrayal and deception, so she also feels pretty safe to rule out. Serafina is entirely loyal to her father and has no real motivation to betray him, and given that Richie almost butchered her alive, she doesn't seem like a possibility. Kevin Harrigan clearly has no love for his father, and has something bordering on outright hate for his mother based on their interactions. He might have reason to wish for their downfall, but he also wouldn't be safe from Rich's wrath as the presumed next in line to the Harrigan throne. While Kevin was justifiably furious over his son's murder of Rich's son Tommy, it feels like a step too far to think he would be working with Richie to make a move against his father. Final prediction: Maeve has been working with Richie. She's already proven she can't be trusted. Maeve has been behind just about every move that has weakened Conrad's position or his stability, starting all the way back in Episode 1 of MobLand with Conrad's murder of his friend Archie Hammond. She has proven already that she was willing to put her own beloved son's life at risk if it meant hurting Conrad by taking his daughter from him once and for all. That level of pride and malice can't be reasoned with, and it seems perfectly reasonable to think that Maeve would work with her husband's rival if it meant vengeance for his decades of infidelity. It's been mentioned multiple times that Maeve and Richie have a history, so it's possible that her betrayal has been percolating for a while. Richie elected not to tell Conrad that it was Maeve who was responsible for Brendan and Serafina's kidnapping and near murder, which would make a ton of sense if he was still of more use to him as a mole. The conclusion of the, hopefully, first season of MobLand should finally reveal who has been undermining the Harrigans from within, but all evidence points to it being Maeve.